And it's recognized by your lordships in paragraph 1134 of the Ram Janambhoomi judgment. It's a complete takeover, Maharaj. It's a complete takeover through nomination. Officers have to be Muslims earlier, including the chief executive officer. I know that. Now it's not a Muslim. Forget about whether I'm the Muslim faith or not. Supposing my own property, I want somebody else to use it in the manner that I like. Who can interfere? I'm just saying, Waqf by users is now abolished. It's an essential part of Muslim law and Muslim faith. 2 is the minimum, Maharaj.
No, will be non-Muslims. That is the maximum or the minimum?
No, it's not the maximum, Maharaj. Not from the reading of the section.
Please see the previous section.
Okay, we'll ask them.
Please see the unamended.
Kindly see the unamended section, Maharaj, your lordships.
We'll ask them. We have understood your argument.
All right. So, Maharaj, anyway, it's our contention that in any case, all of them have to be Muslim according to us. That's our right under 26 is what we say. But we are, Maharaj, only indicating that of them only 10 are Muslims. Yes, and even 1 is 1 too many according to us.
Not 10, 8.
Because that is by rotation.
See, please count numbers again.
3
plus chairperson of 3 boards by rotation.
Yeah, that'd be 4 actually.
1,
Yes, 1. Your lordship is right.
8 altogether.
8. Yeah. Yes, your lordship is right. Because it'll be 1 Sunni board, Shia board, and the. That's it. Well, that's right. Now kindly come, Maharaj, the board, that is section 14. So according to us, 9 is violative and 14 is violative. 14 is the membership of the board.
Yes.
Now it says it will have a chairperson. Board shall consist of not more than 11 members to be nominated by the state government. Nominated again, a chairperson, 1 member of parliament from the state. The case may be National Capital Territory, 1 member of the state legislature. Following members belonging to Muslim community, namely 1 mutawalli, 1 eminent scholar, 2 or more elected members of the municipalities or panchayats, provided that in case there is no Muslim member available from any of the categories, then 1 to 3 additional members from category 3 may be nominated. So that makes it 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6, and 1, 7. And then 2 persons who have professional experience, maybe non-Muslims. Joint Secretary to Government of India, 1 member of the Bar Council, provided that 2 members of the board appointed under C shall be women. Provided further that 2 of the total members of the board appointed under this section, excluding ex officio, shall be non-Muslims. It's a complete takeover, Maharaj. It's a complete takeover through nomination. Now, Maharaj, if your lordship sees the 1995 Act, and I just presently give that to your lordships, the 1995 Act had all Muslims.
And a disqualification. Section 16 is disqualifies none.
That was, Maharaj, kindly see the council provision. I just point out the provision, Maharaj. Council provision was section 9 of the 1995 Act, all Muslims. Your lordship may just take it, it's all Muslims. And the board provision is section 14 of the 1995 Act, which is also all Muslim.
Next point.
And section 16 is a disqualification provision. For all
And from amongst Muslims, then there's a disqualification provision also.
that means non-Muslims are disqualified.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Now, Maharaj, the next section, Maharaj, is chief executive. No, let's leave that out.
Chief executive officer had to be a Muslim.
All officers have to be Muslims earlier, including the chief executive officer. I know that. Now it's not a Muslim. Now kindly come to registration.
Yes.
On and from the commencement of the Waqf Amendment Act, section 36, Maharaj.
Yes.
1A, Maharaj. 36, 1 capital A. On and from the commencement of the Waqf Amendment Act, no waqf shall be created without execution of a waqf deed.
Wrong.
I'm not saying anything wrong, I'm just indicating, Maharaj. Waqf, kindly see, Maharaj, you can create a waqf by user. You don't have to have a deed. If it is my property, Maharaj, as your lordship knows, if it is my property, Maharaj, I can create a waqf. In the sense, I can allow somebody to say, have a shelter home there. I don't have to register it. It's my property, but supposing, forget about whether I'm the Muslim faith or not. Supposing my own property, I want somebody else to use it in the manner that I like. Who can interfere in that? As long as it's my property.
That's fine. Then
Why should I have to register?
there's no difficulty in that. You can register the work also because it will help you also have maintain a register of work.
No, that's another matter, but Waqf by user is abolished now.
Will that not be beneficial? The question of work by user, you have an issue, we'll ask others.
Well, as I'm just saying, Waqf by user is now abolished. It's an essential part of Muslim law and Muslim faith. And it's recognized by your lordships in paragraph 1134 of the Ram Janambhoomi judgment. The lordship just note that, para 1134, which says precisely that.
There is nothing wrong if you permit somebody to use. If you want to dedicate it,
Then you can.
right, dedicating it to the Almighty. That is the concept.
That's right.
All that the section says is to avoid uncertainty, so that there is no, claim or a bogus claim, that you have a deed and portalize it.
I'm really not so much on that. Lordship is right. I'm just saying,
It will be perhaps beneficial.
yes, yes.
In a way, it will be beneficial.
Wait,
Prevent any dispute.
let's move on. Let's kindly come to
Why
7.
it is a dispute? Really speaking, until then registration becomes a means.
There's a big problem here. I tell your lordship, they'll ask us now, and I'll show those provisions to your lordships. They ask us if there's a Waqf created 300 years ago, who created the Waqf? Give us information as to how it was created. Produce the deed if you can. So, they want all that information, and many of these properties were created hundreds of years ago. How will anybody ever prove it? And then, what happens is, and I just give you a historical background, which we'll argue when the main case is being argued. When the British came over here, what they did was, all these properties which were Waqf properties, what they did in the revenue record, they said Governor General. Now, on the basis of those revenue records, they say, if it's DDA, they say it is my property. And then, the collector will decide. So these are very serious issues that ultimately will have to be decided by a lordship. But prima facie, this is a matter because this will arise from all over the country. In every state, this will arise, which is why your lordship should take it over and hear and finally decide the matter. But let's kindly see 7A. Capital 36 7A,
Yes.
where the collector in its report mentions that the property wholly or in part is in dispute or is a government property. Or is a government property, the Waqf in relation to such property, such of the property shall not be registered unless the dispute is decided by a competent court, which could take 20 years.
The status quo as of now will maintain.
They are not saying that,
The state, no.
Not under 3C, your lordship, I read that.
3C, there's a contradiction emerging between this and 3C, like us the other side. There's a contradiction emerging.
That's right.
And how will they interpolate 3C with 7A to 36 will be an issue.
Any entity, any person, if he claims ownership to property, has to
Because
go
that
through a...
says anything which is government property, then 3C applies.
Yes. So how do you decide whether it's government property or not? Not
Here it says, as far as government property is concerned, it has to be decided by a competent court.
That's the point.
If the decision is that of the collector.
That can't be, it's a judge in his own cause. And that's not a judicial process.
So argue that last.
That's not a judicial process anyway, Collector's process is not a judicial process.
Collector's decision is amiable to the tribunal.
No.
It's not amiable.
No, not that the section says so.
Section specifically says.
And or means also dispute. Kindly see, or is in dispute, which means they are not sure that this is their property. So nobody can deal with it.